Okay, story time on how we went from this doing hair to this. So this how it all went down. So I decided to have a giddy at my house. Mind you, I don't never have no get-togethers at my house, like never. But I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I want new friends. I want to start mingling. Like, I want to start networking. I want to start, like, doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I was like, I'm going to have a little giddy at my house. I'm going to invite some of the people that I hang with. And my boyfriend's going to invite who he hang with. So, it was 5 girls, 5 guys. You know, we got to keep it even because this ain't no dick fest and this not no coochie fest. You know what I'm saying? So, I invite a girl that I know from college. We're going to call her College because I knew her for like seven years. Like, we wasn't friends in college, but we was cool. Like, we was cool. And like over the years and stuff, like we always kept in, like kept communication. So I'm like, I would consider her now, after this incident, I would consider her like my friend. She's really like my friend now. We're gonna call the other girl College. We're gonna call her Club because my homeboy had called me one day and was like, please pull up to the club. Like, I got a girl that I'm here with and I'm hosting, so like I don't want her to be alone, so pull up to the club, you cool vibes or whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I pull up to the club and I actually meet the girl and we become friends, and we've been friends for a year. So we're gonna call her Club. And then we're gonna call the other girl, we're gonna call her Rage Bait, because she was just rage baiting everybody the whole night. I wouldn't say necessarily me and her are friends due to the fact that we don't really hang out a lot. But on the times we have hung out, it's been cool vibes. So, like, she was, like, on the trial. You know what I'm saying? She was, like, on the trial because I don't be just calling bitches my friends. So, we're going to say she was on the trial. We're going to call her, we're going to call her Rage Bait. And then my boyfriend invited his female friend, and we're gonna call her Stylist because she's a hairstylist and she raw, and she was cool. Okay, so this is how everything went down. So everybody drinking or whatever. Me, it's my house, so I'm being host and I'm doing hair. Cause before they came, I had ended up having to do my mom hair, so I was rushing doing her hair. So I finished my mom hair. That's when everybody swarmed in. Like, literally, like 45 minutes after my mama left, everybody started coming in. So I didn't have time to clean up nothing, but hey, it is what it is. Like I said, these are people that I've already hung out with before, has already been to my house. So it was like I didn't feel I didn't feel that I had to like be dead ass on spot, because like these people who already be coming up here, you know what I'm saying? So my friend, her birthday, College, her birthday was on Saturday. On Sunday. So this was on Friday, and I did her hair on Friday because her birthday dinner was Saturday and her actual birthday was on Sunday. So as everybody drinking and smoking, listening to music, talking, mingling, I'm doing hair and trying to be a host at the same time, make sure everybody comfortable at the same time. So it's been so Club and Rage Bait, they start getting into it. Mind you, like I said, it's liquor, it's stuff, you know what I'm saying? So they getting into it. Mind you, like I told you, Rage Bait, she was rage baiting everybody all night. So it's like Club was getting a little aggravated, like, girl, shut up. You keep going, like you doing too much, you know what I'm saying? So College is really getting aggravated with Rage Bait because Rage Bait keep talking her shit. So eventually they was able to like be cordial and not fight, you know what I'm saying? Because I had came out, mind you, me and College is in the bathroom because I'm doing College hair. So I just hear, overhear things. The guys, they at the counter, like at the I got this island in the middle. So the guys, they playing spades on the island. They're not even worrying about the girls. You know what I'm saying? They like everybody just, vibing or whatever. So the guys, they in they spades, they going crazy with spades. So the girls, they, playing the music, talking and stuff like that. So like I said, I don't know necessarily like how it started, because like I told y'all, I was in the bathroom with College. So I don't know where the argument came from, but like I said, I don't talk to the girl. So now she basically was saying that when she had came in the bathroom with me and College, she was like touching on College hair and stuff, and I was telling her like, stop, move, bye, get out, which I did because If I'm trying to do hair, I don't need you touching the hair, going all like this and going all like this. I'm trying to lay the lace. What are you doing? Move out the way. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I didn't say it rude. And if even if I did, me and you been friends for so long that you could have easily said, all right, friend, like, I feel like you talking to me crazy. Or you're a hairstylist as well, so you should have understood where I was coming from, you know what I'm saying, and just moved out the way. You know, I'm trying to do hair. It's already like, it's 10 people total in my crib. Like, I'm overstimulated. It's people, like, it's all this music. Hey, like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So she had basically said that when I told her that, one of my boyfriend friends was like, no, she didn't just buy you. So basically he egged it on. Mind you, her club and the boy, they already don't really like, they're not really too fond of each other. They really don't really like each other like that. So for him to say that to her, I guess it made her even more mad. And like I said, they smoking and drinking, so the liquor that amplified her, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really know, like, after he did that, I don't really know, because I was in the bathroom. So all I know is when I came out the bathroom, she was standing up, hollering and screaming. So I come out, I'm like, hey, friend, chill, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the only one who should be hollering in my crib. And that's out of respect. Like, if you at somebody else shit, you're not supposed to be hollering in nobody else shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm telling her, chill. Like, and I'm thinking out of respect for me and my crib and us, like, our friendship, that she gonna chill. No, this bitch getting to hollering and screaming at me, talking crazy to me. So I'm like, all right, yeah, it's time for you to go. You know what I'm saying? It's time for you to hit it. So as she like looking up for, where my kids, so she going off. Next thing you know, she turned around and she swing on me. Bitch, you at your rabbit ass motherfucking mind, hoe. And then the only reason why I really didn't beat the dog shit out of her is because she didn't hit me. And at the same time, I'm like, this my friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be wanting to I'm not gonna put my hands on my friend, because like I said, at the end of the day, we friends. So it's like, I will never think about putting my hands on you or nothing. So I'm really kind of pissed. Like, now, yeah, of course, at that moment, like, I kind of like clicked and I was trying to get her. But once I came to my senses or whatever, I'm like, okay, it's the liquor, you know what I'm saying? Because she would have never played with me. She would have never played with me like that. You know what I'm saying? She would have never did this out, like, sober. She would have never did this sober. Like, I know this. She would have never did this shit sober. So, I'm trying to just diffuse the situation down. And, yeah, like, it's just that liquor. Like, bitches get off that liquor and get bold and get tough. And we did speak about it or whatever. But honestly, like, after I like really thought about it and stuff, because at first I didn't take it serious. Like, at first I didn't really care for real. Like, yeah, I was kind of mad that she swung on me, but it didn't connect. So like, I wasn't as mad, you know what I'm saying? But as the days went by and I like really thought about it, I'm like, you know what? I can't be friends with this bitch. Because if you comfortable, like, you telling me that you felt tried, so that's why you swung on me. And I'm like, if we real friends, like, even if you did feel tried, you could have put me to the side. You know what I'm saying? We don't fight if we friends. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't really fuck with that. And then, like, you done showed your hand to these bitches. Like, you done embarrassed us in front of all these other bitches that's here, because we friends for real. You know what I'm saying? And our friendship looking unsolid because you thinking that it's okay to swing on me. Like, and me personally, like, I don't really be wanting to fight friends and stuff, because I really bleed bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to bleed you. Like, I really want to do something to you, like, to the full extent. So it take a lot for me to just, you know what I'm saying, like, calm down and, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't even want to be around nobody who put me in my element. Like, I don't even want nobody who have been putting me in that type of situation like that, because I'm trying to grow. Like, I'm trying to be better, knowing that I really get like that. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like she just showed her ass, and then she didn't apologize for it. Like, she didn't really care. Like, she said she felt tried, and she didn't really, she didn't care. Like, she didn't care that she embarrassed me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So come back for part 2.
First of all, you have the patience of a saint, because let somebody swing on me in my house at my gathering while I'm doing a favor doing somebody's hair, it would have been a wrap right then and there. Honestly, the red flags were waving from the jump when you nicknamed her Rage Bait. If the vibes were already off and she was irritating everybody all night, she was looking for a moment to crash out. And let's talk about the boundary crossing. Why are you hovering over me and touching the client's hair while I'm working? That is irritated soul behavior. You politely told her to move, which is valid because you're holding hot tools and trying to focus. But the real tea is that messy man who went back and wound her up. He knew exactly what he was doing, telling her you tried her. Men love to sit back and watch women argue for entertainment, and he put a battery in her back. But that doesn't excuse her behavior. Alcohol is a truth serum, and if her first instinct when she gets drunk and feels slighted is to try to put hands on you, her friend, the host, then she has some deep-seated resentment or jealousy towards you that she's been holding in. You handled it better than most people would have. You protected your peace and your home by not dragging her, because honestly, she's not worth a case or messing up your vibe. You absolutely made the right call cutting her off. When people show you who they are the first time, believe them. She embarrassed herself, not you. Keep shining in that Tesla, sis, and leave Rage Bait in the past where she belongs.
Hey y'all, this is a story time on how I found out I got cheated on my birthday yesterday. So first and foremost, I want to start with the fact that literally like all of these signs were there. He was very irritable over small stuff. Like he got mad at me for fries or like me wanting to take pictures and not posting them. I was like wasting his time. Like he was literally getting mad at me over the smallest of things, but like never at any point was I like, oh, like cheating. Like no, I was just like, okay, like he's just in a rough place. No, he was cheating. So I go on my account that I use to like, crop my photos just perfectly to post on my actual Instagram. I know it's extra, but yeah. And I see his account pop up, like his private account. He's one of those people that are like really loud about being private. And it's like, obviously not considering the fact he's doing all this, but I go on the account and it has 3 followers instead of the usual 1 follower that it has. And I'm like, who's this girl? Because I see a girl on there and it's her spam and her main account. So I'm like, who the heck is this? So immediately I text him. I'm like, who is Kim? Like there is no way that what I'm thinking is the correct answer. Like, sorry about the smoke alarm, but I'm like, there's no way what I'm thinking is the correct answer. And you don't have a job or any money, and you're trying to have 2 girlfriends. So there's no way what I'm thinking is the correct answer. And so I call him. Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. Call him again. Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. I go on the account. He's removed her on both accounts, on his Instagram and his TikTok, and now the TikTok is public. I'm like, you're being weird. If you would have done that, you probably would have got away with it. But I'm like, this is odd. So I call again after seeing that, and he's hello, like trying to act like he's asleep, which mind you, I didn't believe it because I literally just watched him remove this girl from her stuff. But like normally he sleeps until like the middle of the day anyway, so he's literally trying to fake like he's asleep. He's like, hello, and I'm like, who's Kim? I get straight to it, and he's like, she's just this girl that I'm cool with from TikTok. Like I've been cool with her for a while. It's nothing like that. No, we're just cool. There's nothing going on. And I'm like, I literally just watched you remove this girl's accounts after I asked you about it. This weird. And he's like, why does it feel like I'm being stalked right now? And so with him being like, why does it feel like I'm being stalked right now? I'm like, oh, like I'm kind of being a little crazy. Like, no, you're not being crazy. You got the nail on the head, baby, nail on the head. So then I'm telling my friend, I'm like, I have to text this girl. And she's like, Queen, wait, like, no, because I know I don't believe in like really reaching out to women over men, but I'm like, he is not going to tell me the truth. And she's like, you know what, Queen, like, reach out. So I reach out. I literally jumped through hoops to get a hold of this girl because like I had to go find this account, then this account wasn't working out. I gotta go find this account. Like I was determined. So I reach out and I'm like, hey, like this is really awkward. I'm so sorry in advance about this. Like I really hate to do this. I'm reaching out respectfully, all that jazz. And I'm like, are you talking to or involved with my ex by any chance? And she's like, hey, like may I, understand like why you might be asking? Is there something I should know? And I'm like, like there's nothing like you really should know. Like we've just been really on and off, and I'm just trying to reach out to see if like he's being transparent about the situation. And she's like, like what exactly did he say about the situation? And I'm like, like that y'all are just friends, like y'all met off TikTok and blah, blah, blah. She said, he said we weren't really talking like that. Y'all, it's my birthday, mind you. As soon as she said, I was like, Like, what? This is insane. And I'm like, yeah, girl, he said that. Like, man, I asked how long has this been going on? And she's like, a little before Christmas. Now, mind you, this can't be the same Christmas he was begging me back during, talking about marriage and we can work it out and blah, 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 blah. Like, that Christmas, the Christmas where he literally was like, oh, I'm going to go get you a gift. Like, I got to go get you a gift right now. That Christmas. And we had broken up, like, a little before then. And then, like, he literally begged for me back. So it's like, oh, like, you did all of that while you were talking to this girl. Like, you literally could have just, like, left us, like, broken up. Like, there would have been no bad blood. None. And so in that moment, all I could say was like, oh, wow. And then she's like, we share locations and everything. Like, and she was like, oh, I reached out to him and showed him. Hold on.
I did ask him. He was like, yeah, we talked for, like, off and on for a year. And we made it clear that we couldn't do it anymore. And all this other shit. So I was like, something's not fucking added up.
Talked? Like, we had been together for over a year. Like, I was just with him and his kid last weekend. Like, talked? And, like, at this point, we are broken up. I'm like, girl, like, it wasn't no talking. Like, we have literally been telling each other that we love each other for the past few days. Like, he wished me a happy birthday last night. Like, I was at his house playing with his kid. Like, he's talking to me about marriage literally a few days after he started talking to you. Like, this is blowing me. And then she's telling me, like, how he's like, oh, like, you know, like, when I get out of basic training, like, me and you, like, we're gonna go on trips. Like, we're gonna go on a trip at the end of the year and blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, yeah, girl, like, he's a really big future faker. Like, he literally was telling me the same thing about the trips around the same time of the year. Like, he's just really, really big on that. Like, he's just a lot of talk, y'all. And I'm telling her, like, he's a big future faker. Like, he's just been jobless and, like, laying around playing video games for, like, a year or so and talking about who he wishes he could be. But I'm like, girl, like, it's never gonna happen. Like, take it from me. It's not gonna happen. And so she's like, you know, like, we've been sharing locations. Like, he's been planning all these trips, all this stuff. And I'm like, wow. Like, me and him don't even share locations anymore because we just kept getting into it over, like, little petty stupid stuff. And he's sharing locations with this girl he met, like, 3 weeks ago. And she's like, yeah, you know, like, I really knew, like, he was just a big future faker, like, all around. And I asked him, like, did y'all meet off TikTok? Because intuitively, I knew something was off about that freaking account. Like, he has so many girls on him. Like, this is freaking weird. And, like, when I told him about it, he was like, okay, I'll clear it. He never cleared it. I always had, like, a fishy feeling about it. And I kept saying something. And he kept making me feel like I was crazy. I wasn't crazy, clearly. And she's like, yeah, we met off the TikTok account. And I'm telling her, I'm like, girl, like, nothing that he's telling you is real. Like, please believe me. Like, he doesn't even look how he looks in them pictures that he's posting anymore. Like, nothing he's telling you is real. And I'm telling her, like, yeah, like, he don't look nothing like nothing in pictures. That's why he's so adamant on, like, not FaceTiming you so you can see how he really looks. You know, like, when people do, like on their pictures like that. Like, I was really shocked the first time. I'm not gonna get into that, but, and she's like, she just sent him, like, what I had said, and basically he blocked her and just stopped responding, stopped sharing locations, all of that jazz. And she's just telling me, girl, leave him alone. And I'm like, oh yeah, like, I had been having doubts, like, for a long time, mainly because of, like, the whole, like, fatherhood thing. And she's like, oh yeah, like, I was kind of side-eyeing that too, like, just how great he would say he was versus, like, what I was actually seeing. Like, yeah, the proof is always in the pudding. And so, yeah, we're like, he definitely blocked both of us, knowing that, like, he's the one in the wrong, blah, 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 you know, like, this is really messed up. And I'm just telling her, like, you know, I'm really happy that I reached out to you, because I promise you, like, I literally never would have known if I did not reach out to this person. Like, my whole mindset on that has completely shifted. Completely. So, yeah, he's telling me one thing, telling her another, and she's like, you know, like, he definitely, like, tried to play that off real hard. But yeah, after that, like, we just thanked each other, and we were like, you know, like, I really appreciate you. I'm telling her I really appreciate you for, like, being so honest with me. Like, I really needed this. And she's like, you know, like, anytime, thank you for reaching out to me. And yeah. Overall, I think my entire takeaway from this experience has just been to always, like, listen to my gut and know that I'm not just crazy and making stuff up all the time. Like, I remember, like, going on, like, a full rant where I was like, you know, like, you're not being the best partner. Like, you're not being a good man to me. Like, you just aren't doing it. And he's like, oh, you always try to paint me out as being the bad guy. He was, in fact, being the bad guy. And it's just, like, little stuff that, like, I noticed in the beginning. Like, it literally, like, all of that just kind of, like, came together right here. And it's literally so insane, because it's, like, throughout the whole thing, I just kept telling myself, you know, like, it's okay. Like, maybe you're just overreacting to it. I was not overreacting. He was just making me feel like I was freaking crazy. And the whole time I was right. But, yeah, my advice is, if he's If he is not happy with where he is in life, baby, please leave him alone, because he is going to hate you. He's going to hate everything about him in that moment. Like, just leave him. Just leave him be. Like, yes, leave him at their worst. Can't confirm. But yeah, I did not get an apology over this. Probably never will, which that's fine. I did say some really, really nasty things to him that I am very, very proud of. And I've never heard myself talk like that. And it just, like, every time I reread it, I just start smiling. So I'm like, oh, like, this is you, like, owning up, like, the fact that you were not crazy. Like, he literally was trying to make it seem like you were crazy. Like, look at you go. But yeah, that's the story time on how I found out I got cheated on my birthday. And this is really long. So yeah, I just wanted to make a story time, because it's like, if I can help somebody out in any slightest way, like, if this is anybody's sign, like, please just go for it. Like, always listen to your intuition. Like, that gut feeling, you are not crazy. And constantly having to ask for signs is a sign. And I know that every time I asked for a sign, I literally got the answer, and I still just kept, But yeah, lesson learned.
Hey y'all, here's y'all story time. I'm gonna go ahead and skip the entire beginning of our relationship, how we met, what he's put me through. It's just too much, y'all. I spoke about all of this on live, and it's just too much that I've been through these past 2 years to go back. I'm gonna start by saying that this isn't my first pregnancy. So the first time it happened, I was on birth control, I was on the patch, but we were on tour. So once it ran out, that was it. So I used my last patch for the week, and then after that, I got my period. But when they track it back to when I got pregnant, it's around that time between the patch, my last patch, and my period. So I don't know what really happened with that, but I did communicate to him that I was running out and that we needed to start taking precaution. Now, after my birth control ran out and we did start taking precaution, I had within that month taken 2 Plan Bs. And I usually bleed after taking Plan Bs, but I had not bled yet from taking either Plan B. And I haven't had my period yet, so I knew something was off. That's when I took a pregnancy test and I realized I was pregnant, and the Plan Bs weren't working or causing me to bleed because I had already been pregnant, so they weren't effective. Whatever, that ended up happening moving forward. After we found out, he pretty much was the help to persuade me that we weren't going to go through with it. I will say that overall, he was there for me physically the entire time, but he wasn't there for me in any other aspect. So after the first time I had gotten on the pill, we were pretty much on the verge of breaking up every single day, and we were barely doing the do. And so fast forward 5 months now, it was really hard to keep up with the pill. And some days when I would miss it, I would end up having 2 periods for that month. I let him know, like, hey, we barely do the do. It's really hard for me to keep up with this birth control. Like, I'm going to stop taking it. And he goes, okay, like, that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much knew that the relationship was coming to an end. Now, moving forward, throughout the breakup, we pretty much were using each other as a crutch, and we just couldn't leave each other alone. I noticed that we were using each other as a crutch, and I decided on January 10th to unshare my location. He unshared his location, and after that, we stopped speaking for a few days. Now, during this few days, I peeped that my period was late, but I had blamed it on the fact that I just ended a birth control and my body was still adjusting. I took a pregnancy test like a week prior and it was popping up negative. Now, after the few days of no contact go by, this is where y'all see the messages where I decided to text him, I still love you. He responds. He doesn't know is that I'm currently taking a pregnancy test, and it turned out positive. So after that, I immediately get to blowing up his phone. He's not answering, probably because of the previous messages, or he was busy. I don't know, but I start blowing up the mom's phone. She answers, and I tell her, hey, it's an emergency. Please pass the phone. She does, and I get to tell him. Mind you, for 9 minutes on this phone call, he basically selfishly just kept saying that, oh, it's always some shit. I'm not in the position for this right now. Like, and I just didn't want to hear it, honestly. So I just told him, like, hey, I'm just going to continue my night. Like, I'll talk to you later. I honestly would have thought that he would stop whatever he's doing and come to me or, want to speak very soon. But no, he didn't. He took his time. And that is where I hadn't heard from him since. That night went by, the next morning went by, and that is where y'all see me blowing up his phone, his mom's phone, his friend's phone. Wednesday night goes by, Thursdays goes by. I think by Thursday night or Friday, I was pretty much at their house. I came to their house because he was leaving me on scene. He's opening my messages but does not want to reply. Nobody wants to give me a response. So I told him, okay, I'm on the way, like, bet. I pull up, I'm knocking on the door, I'm knocking on the window, I'm ringing the doorbell. Nobody wants to come. I'm standing out in the cold for at least 15 minutes. Now the mom finally comes to the door and we're pretty much just going back and forth about why I'm at her house, that I need to leave. And I know he was home. His car was out there. His bedroom light was on. He just refused to come to the door. So after going back and forth with his mom, she shut the door in my face. So I continued back knocking on the window, knocking on the door, and ringing the doorbell. Now, this time she came back to the door, but was only talking to me through the door, telling me that I need to leave. And I pretty much heard her on the phone with the police. So I decided to get in my car and drive away. Now, I felt extremely defeated in this moment because not only are you ignoring me, but I drove 2 hours for you to not be able to walk 2 feet to your doorstep to give me any type of response or answer. So this definitely hurt me and showed me everything I needed to know. So that's when I began blocking him. And you know what I mean? If I am driving myself insane trying to find ways to contact you, I'm sure when you care enough to have a conversation, you can find a way to contact me. I didn't speak to him anymore after that, but this is when I texted mom and said, wow, the enabling is crazy. The fact that you allowed your grown son to camp out in the room instead of addressing and taking accountability for a situation he was equally a part of is insane. What's even worse is that the both of you are actively posting on social media while I'm being ignored. I was very open to discussing options and leaving this between us, but this lack of communication and ignorance is going to soon cause me to get my own involved. She decided to reply and said, I don't appreciate you being rude and disrespectful. You will get a call Sunday. And have you been to a doctor or clinic? Mind you, when she texted me, this was Friday. So what are we waiting on? Why am I not hearing? I've told y'all Wednesday. Why am I not hearing from you Friday? What about Saturday? Y'all are telling me I'll hear from you on Sunday. Like, we're just on y'all time. Like, okay, cool. Sunday comes around. She ends up not calling me, but I call her. And there's plenty of phone calls that I can play, but I'll just go ahead and summarize what she was talking about in the phone call, which was that she believed that I got myself pregnant on purpose, that this was planned, that I'm just mad it isn't going my way. She mentioned how because I'm stressing myself out, that my baby would probably come out with some defects. She also went to the extent of saying that I should probably be receiving papers soon and that she's trying to press charges because I was banging on her door. I'm sorry to do this to y'all, but y'all gonna have to come back for part 2. Okay, here's part 2 to the story time. Over this phone call, she really was trying to emphasize on how everyone was upset with how I'm acting, how nobody wants to deal with my shit, hence as to why everybody's blocking me. And mind you, how I'm acting is a reaction. And you're trying to hold me accountable for a reaction to you all's actions. Absolutely not. So she was getting really upset with the tone and how I was speaking, but I honestly didn't have anything nice to say or any good positive tone to give. So with it being 5 going on 6 days and hearing nothing from nobody, we finally were able to calm down throughout this phone call. And she basically said that, try to book an appointment for tomorrow, which was today, Monday. And whatever it is, just send us a location and a time and we or him will be there. And whatever you decide, it will be paid for. After this call was when I had decided to take it to media. They were posting on the media like everything was okay, them skating, jumping, and their life carried on. And I decided to expose and address that it's not. So if they wanted to be on the media, then I joined in. I think that they forgot that I had a platform and that I was going to keep quiet about this. So after posting about it and exposing them, y'all got on they ass. Y'all done found the mama account, his account, of course, and have been in the comments, the inboxes. So she caught me really upset this Monday morning and again threatened me with trying to press charges, saying that I am now harassing her, that I shouldn't be having people inbox her. Now, today being Monday, I had an appointment scheduled to do the test and see how far along I am. I sent him the location and the time, and he did come through today. He got there early, and we pretty much had a conversation about everything. I don't know. I didn't get much from this conversation at all, other than, what I've already been shown. He didn't care. So after the appointment today, I now see someone inbox his mother, and the mother's response was, "Thanks for your concern, dear, but you are being used in a sick game. It is getting handled. Please do not believe everything you see and hear. That female is mentally ill and things are getting taken care of now." Mind you, go to his comments right now. Everything that y'all said, she is in the comments fighting tooth and nail, replying to all of y'all, trying to say that you're being used and that I'm mentally ill. I'm not mentally ill. I don't know what the logic is or what strategy they had behind deciding to completely ignore me. And then when I had a reaction of trying to reach out, worried, pulling up to their house, I'm crazy, I'm mentally ill. Mind you, they're posting on media like everything's okay. They're straight dogging me out. I get on here and I use my voice. And again, now I'm trying to be portrayed as mentally ill, and Okay, whatever, y'all. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. That's pretty much the update. That's all I really have for you.
Honestly, watching these videos, the whole situation sounds incredibly draining and toxic. It feels like a classic case of a communication breakdown that escalated because one person, the boyfriend, refused to act like an adult, and then the parents got involved and made it 10 times worse. First off, the stonewalling, where he just completely ignored her calls and texts for days after finding out she was pregnant, is emotional manipulation. It's cruel. Regardless of how the relationship ended or who broke up with whom, when there is a pregnancy involved, you have to communicate. By going silent, he essentially forced her into a corner where she felt like she had to do something drastic, like driving 2 hours to his house just to get an answer. It doesn't make popping up right, but it makes it understandable why she felt that desperate. Then you have the mom's involvement, which seems to be the gasoline on the fire. Instead of encouraging her son to handle his business or facilitate a conversation, she seems to be shielding him, enabling, and attacking Nevaeh. The text messages and the comments about Nevaeh being mentally ill or playing a sick game feel like gaslighting. It's a way to discredit her valid anger and fear by painting her as crazy so they don't have to take accountability for the silence. It's also wild that they were posting on social media, living their best lives, while ignoring a massive life-altering situation. That level of disconnect is hurtful. The fact that the boyfriend finally showed up to the appointment but was emotionally checked out just confirms what she said earlier. He might be there physically, but he isn't there in any way that actually counts. Ultimately, it sounds like Nevaeh is fighting a battle on two fronts, trying to deal with a pregnancy she's unsure about and fighting to be heard by a family that is committed to misunderstanding her. It's a sad situation all around, and it doesn't look like she's going to get the support or the closure she needs from them anytime soon.
Hey guys, get rid of me telling you how I almost got kidnapped on my trip with this boy I was talking to. Mom, if you see this, this is AI. So me and this boy have been talking for like 3 months, right? And he lives where I was going to my trip at. Like, we never really seen each other for real. That was already like a little red flag, but hey, I didn't take it as much. But like I said, me and this boy, we was finna, I guess, see each other finally. And he will always say weird things like, I'm gonna trap you or I'm not gonna take you back home. As a joke, though, as a joke. I didn't think he was for real. But yeah, as a joke, right? But you know me, silly girl, wasn't really paying attention and listening and paying attention to all the red flags and stuff. So I was just like, okay, ha ha ha, hee hee ha ha. Wish I didn't think this when I was in the moment, but I did. Anyways. So yeah, so days go by and we finally see each other, right? And another red flag was he had his child lock on his doors. Who has child lock on their doors unless they're a serial killer? Like, who? I should have knew something right then and there. Why do I need you to come open the door for me when I could just, like, the freak? Oh, I didn't even get to the part before I got to see him. My bad, y'all. So I was at this hotel, you know, at the little trip or whatever, you know, having fun. I have roommates. Key figure. I have roommates. I have 3 other roommates. And basically, they was with me, right? Because of the trip. And I was like, I'm going to go somewhere. I'm going to be back. I didn't even tell them. Dummy. I should have told them, but I didn't tell them. I said I would be back. I'll be back. And then that's when I met him. And I got in his car. And we went to his house. Well, I thought it was his house. We wasn't supposed to go to his house. I asked him, let's go get some food because I was hungry. I said, can we get some food? He said, not to get McDonald's. I spent all this money to get you. I'm sorry. But yeah, like, I was like, can we get some food? I'm hungry. Like, I want some food. And I'm like, yeah, we finna go get some food. So why am I at your house? They don't look like Zaxby's, Checkers, Crystal. Ugh, I don't like Crystals. I don't like Burger King. Chick-fil-A? Like, what is this? Why am I here? So that's what I said. I said, like, why am I at your house? Like, why am I here? He was like, just get out the car. Me still being stupid, I'm probably like, oh, he's probably just getting something and we're finna go get some food. That wasn't the case.
So before we got to the door, he told me to this is a key figure too. I had like a pocket knife in my pocket. I don't know why. Don't ask questions. But anyways, he told me to close my eyes before I got in the door. And when I closed my eyes, I just felt the force, like the blindfold. It was like he put a blindfold on my face. And once I felt that, I went instantly into panic mode. Cause what the freak is going on? You know, I had a pocket knife, so I had to keep my composure because I wasn't really in danger. Like, I could defend myself, but I couldn't at the same time. So I think he went back or something to go get something because I didn't hear him no more talking or anything. He just put the blindfold on me, sat me down in like a chair or whatever. I didn't get tied up or anything. But yeah. I waited till it got late to escape. Like I didn't want to escape while he was like awoke. Like what? I didn't want to escape while he was awake. So I was just listening because I had the blindfold on. I was just listening and waiting to see when he's gonna like go to sleep or something. And then some hours go by and he finally went to freaking sleep. So I was like, okay, cool. Give me time to escape. Because I don't even know what he kidnapped me for anyways. I don't even know why that was necessary. But anyways, this is the good part. So I get my knife out my pocket. I get the blindfold, right? I slice that junk off my face. But I didn't try to be too aggressive because I didn't want to have no blood. I should have. That's DNA right there in his house. But I sliced the blindfold off. No, I said that 3 friends was the key figure of this whole thing. Trust me, they are. So I knew my friends wasn't asleep because they always go to sleep late, y'all. And once I sliced that thing off my face, I went straight to the door, ran out the door. It was like some locks on the door, like it was a lot of locks on the door, but I did it silently so that he wouldn't wake up and tie me back down. You know how in the movies, never mind. But yeah, he had a bunch of locks on his door like he done this before. Like it was like a lock right there, a slide lock. Like, what do you need all these locks for? But yeah, it was a lock. And after I got all them locks out the door quietly, I ran the freak out of that house. And I was not familiar with where I was, but I did see where I was. So I did know how to get back into the main road. And once I got into the main road, I seen this gas station, right? And I went inside the gas station and asked somebody for their phone. Because it was late. It was barely people in there. It was like 2 people in there. It was a lady and a male. And I was going to ask the lady regardless. But I asked the lady, I was like, can I use your phone? I really need your phone. I really need to use your phone. Because my phone was dead. But yeah, I asked to use her phone. So I typed in her phone. And I was like, can y'all come get me? It's Shania. I'm at this gas station. I almost got kidnapped. Harry SOS. So after I sent that, like, soon as I blinked, they was already outside. Like, they was already outside. W friends. But yeah, after I got in their car, I was just explaining everything. And they was just like, why you didn't tell us where you was? And this and this and that and da. Like, at the moment, I was not thinking about, like, the dangers of doing that. I was just being a silly girl. But yeah, guys, after that, I got home safely. And now we're here. So, yeah. But yeah, if you get anything from this video, never go nowhere with somebody you don't know fully. Big lesson. This was a long story time, y'all, but I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Bye, guys.
Story time on how I set up a fight, a brawl, a WWE SmackDown between my granddad and my grandma boyfriend. I used to live with my grandma. My grandma raised me. Shout out to my OG. You already know. I never liked her boyfriend. Like, her boyfriend was just so weird, and he was always trying to overly be the man of the house, and I never fucked with no shit like that. So yes, him and my grandma had got into it, and he had the little tendency that, like, when him and my grandma get into it, like, he want to shut the whole house down. Like, he want to shut her down, shut me down. We can't play. We can't do nothing because he got an attitude. So I'm already tired of his shit. So when him and my grandma get to arguing, he come at me hollering at me about some shit that ain't got nothing to do with him. That's not his business. Mind you, I'm like 11, 12 years old, so no, I might have even been younger. But either way it go, I wasn't going for this shit. And I knew what was really going on. So he must have told me, woo, 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 I'ma beat your ass. Sit down before I whoop your ass. Beat ass? Who ass? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Cause your day was been supposed to come. I really been sparing you cause you really been talking crazy. And my granddad want his family back. So you know what? Picked up that phone. Granddad, tell me why Joe Willie talk about he gonna whip my AASS. He what? What? That nigga said he gonna do what? I'm like, yeah. He gonna whoop you. Don't worry about it. I'm on my way. Now, just wait for the chaos to ensue. Mind you, my granddad lived all the way out west. And the little town we live in, it take you about 10 minutes to get from where he was at to out east where I was at. Baby, when I say that truck spent on 2 wheels in about 5 to 7 minutes, my granddad was on his motherfucking way. He needed that. So I didn't come outside. I instantly, Grandma, Granddad here, he said he want Joe Willie come outside. And bitch ass nigga, he talking about oh, you done called Joe Granddaddy. See, y'all kids be doing too much. Y'all kids always meddling in grown folks' business. Nah, you made it my business when you said you was gonna whip my ass. Whoop his ass. Yeah, whoop the bear. The grizzly bear. So he bring his little scrawny ass outside. He woofing with my granddad or whatever, and my granddad basically just trying to get an understanding as to what was going on. He don't play, but at the same time, he also, he ain't finna just go off of what a kid say, So he into talking crazy. My granddad, whoa, bow, popped him in the nose. They get to brawling. Mind you, they was on the porch, so they took this shit from the porch. Granddad drug his ass from the porch all the way down them stairs into the little front yard. My grandma in the back telling me, y'all stop, Tommy Lee, stop. My kids here, they're my kids here. Y'all gonna have family service take these kids for me. I'm looking at her like, Grandma, shut the fuck up. Like, let them fight. Like, this nigga knew what he was signing up for when he said what he said to me. He knew he couldn't play with me like that. Man, let him get his ass whooped. You trying to save a nigga? Granddad bust his head. Boom! With that brick. Boy, it was like a piece of a cinder block. Yeah, y'all know like them little cinder blocks like Grandma and them used to have, and they just had them little humps around the little tree. It was one of them. Pick half of that thing up, bust his head. He get the leak, and he, Granddad's talking about yeah. So next time you got something to say to my granddaughter, you call me or you talk to her grandma. You don't threaten my granddaughter. Yeah, pussy. You don't threaten me, pussy.
Growing up, my mama had 3 rules. You can't be gay, a thief, or a liar, but she never said nothing about hanging around them. Story time. So when my daddy first got locked up, y'all, shit got hard. Not for too long, but shit got hard, okay? And our hard wasn't like most people hard. We still had food to eat and shit, but like we couldn't go to Saks and get all the shit that we wanted. And I like certain shit, and I've always liked certain shit, so I was gonna make it happen. So I had ended up finding this one girl that was a booster. Now, at the time, my homeboy used to be cracking her sister, so we was kind of locked in. In this story, we gonna call her Daisy. Now, Daisy was not even from the city, y'all. This bitch was from Ipsy. But when I tell y'all, this bitch will walk in Lululemon to this day and walk out with the whole motherfucking rack. That bitch used to have every fucking thing. Now, my childhood booster, who used to boost for me when I was like in elementary school, had just got locked up. I think she was doing like 5 years. So I was in need of a new one. So when she told me she was boosting, I was like, shit, let's see what it's about. Y'all, I remember the first time I bought for her, like it was yesterday. Do you hear me? We met up on motherfucking Claremont. I think it was 12th Street in Claremont. She popped her motherfucking trunk. She said, what you want? It was Louis, Gucci, Versace, Lululemon, everything that I motherfucking needed for back to school, and she was only charging me like $300-$400. Shit still had the price tag on it, and she was popping the little cinchers off. This bitch was a pro. Ever since then, we was locked the fuck in. Do you hear me? So my routine would be, I'ma buy like my Jordans, I'ma buy like my little Jordan Craig pants at the time, and everything else, all the designer shit is gonna come from her. That bitch had me in Robin jeans, motherfucking the newest of the newest, anything that came out and I wanted it that I couldn't go to the store and buy, she had it. But I knew something was wrong this one motherfucking day. Now, she would only text me on Snapchat, like when she had shit, but this time she was texting me on Instagram. I ain't think nothing of it over there, the case may be. But she wasn't the smartest person. She wasn't articulate. And the way she was texting me, it seemed like this bitch was like articulate or something. She was like, listen, this time you could just meet me at the mall. What booster is gonna steal and then stay in the parking lot? So I'm like, hey, where Daisy? She was like, I don't know. She ain't come home last night. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, damn, well, somebody texting me from her Instagram and I don't think it's her. She was like, what? She was like, let me check her location. So when she checked her location, she was like, damn, it's crazy. It's saying she in Tennessee. I'm like, well, why the fuck somebody text me from her phone trying to meet up at the mall? Why the fuck they texting me? So I'm like, hell no, I ain't green. I ain't pulling up to that motherfucking mall. But now I'm kind of scared because I'm like, well, where the fuck is Daisy? So Daisy and her mama used to be on drugs real bad. And Daisy, big sister, used to take care of Daisy and all of her siblings, so they didn't want to go to the police because that was going to turn it into an investigation. But we used to be cool with this one nigga named Roscoe. Roscoe was a little nutcase ass nigga. Something wasn't right with him. But Roscoe was really tied in or whatever the case may be. So we call him. We like, hey, you can find Daisy or whatever the case may be. We don't know where the fuck she at. It's been like 2-3 days. Da-da-da. And they texting Trey. But when we telling Roscoe and shit, he like, man, that shit don't got nothing to do with me. I don't got nothing to do with it. We like, nothing to do with you. What the fuck you talk about? He like, well, shit, the word is right now, this bitch just set some niggas up and they looking for her. So I don't know where the fuck she at. Set some niggas up. Daisy, big sister Kiki like, no, you got my sister fucked up. She not no set up bitch. Da-da-da-da, woo-woo. And me knowing Daisy for as many years as I known Daisy, this bitch ain't never gave me setup, bitch, or whatever the case may be. So I called Roscoe personally. I'm like, Roscoe, what the fuck going on, or whatever the case may be. Now, me and Roscoe knew each other. He was kind of familiar with my dad, so we was kind of like tied in a little bit. So he like, listen, this shit got to stay between me and you. I'm like, what the fuck happened? He like, bro, I don't think Daisy set the nigga up, but that's what the streets thinking. You know, that's all that matters. So I'm like, okay, what happened? Y'all, so basically Daisy was dealing with this one nigga from Tallahassee. I don't know the nigga, never heard of the nigga, but I heard he was getting money. Daisy used to be dancing a little bit or whatever the case may be, and she used to be dealing with this one bitch. We gonna call her Kiki. Now, I never heard of Kiki, but I know Summer used to always tell me like she feel like the bitch grimy, the bitch weird. So Summer on that rim, she like, we can go down there right now. Like, I'm not about to play about my sister, this, that, and the third. So she like, Trey, can you watch the kids? Now, when my daddy got locked up, my mama used to work all day motherfucking long. So it just used to be me and my brother. So I'm literally at the house watching the motherfucking kids, and they telling me everything that's going on. They go down there to motherfucking Florida because Daisy location had changed from Tennessee to motherfucking Florida. So from what I was told, at this point, they pulled up on Daisy and they like, hey, baby, what's going on? Daisy is in a fucking alley drugged out somewhere. Mind you, Daisy did not smoke. She did not drink. She did not none of that shit. So we was all confused. Anywho, they got on a plane. They had brought her back here, whatever the case may be. She walked in the house and she started telling us what the fuck happened and how all our lives could be in danger. Automatically, we called Roscoe and everybody to the house because we not knowing what the fuck going on and how the fuck is we involved in this shit. We let Daisy rest for a little minute and she started telling us what the fuck was going on. If you want part 2 and the rest of this story time, click the link in my bio, go subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch it because it's out right now if you watching this.
Let me tell you, he clocked that setup immediately, and I am here for the awareness. When he said the text was too articulate to be her, I screamed. That is real instinct right there, because you know how your people text. And if the grammar suddenly gets too perfect on the wrong app, it's a wrap. But the way this story spiraled, from the booster clothes, which we ain't judging, get it how you live, to her location pinging in Tennessee and then Florida, the math was absolutely not mathing. And bringing Roscoe into the mix, every hood has a Roscoe that's a little loose in the head, but knows exactly what's going on in the streets. When Roscoe said the word was, she set somebody up, my stomach dropped. The fact that they found her drugged out in an alley in Florida is terrifying, though. That took a dark turn real quick. But I am so mad at him for cutting it off right when she woke up. That is the ultimate cliffhanger. He knows he's wrong for making us go to YouTube for part 2. But honestly, I'm probably going to go watch it because I have to know who set her up and if Roscoe handled business. This was messy, scary, and entertaining all at the same time. A 10 out of 10 story time, honey.
If you're located in a DMV area, this story time is for you. Story time on how I had to quit my job and call the police on my manager because I was getting discriminated against. This is the place in question, Topolino's. It's right off Old Branch Avenue, not too far from Andrews Air Force Base. If you're from the DMV area and grew up around this in PG County, you would know. I'm going to try to keep this in one part, but it's a lot of details that go into it.
All right, so I started working at Topolino's right before my birthday, October 5th. So I'm gonna say like a week before my birthday. I had another job and the contract had ended, and my friend worked at Topolino's and she was pregnant. She was having an issue with a coworker. She was like, "I would really love if you come work with me." And I was like, "I've never been a server before." Of course. Little did I know that the person that hired me was gonna be my fucking biggest problem. Of course, everything started off smooth. I did my training. I was fine. The only problem is that my school is in Northeast DC. Mind you, I told my main GM when I started that I am a cosmetology school and my school is from 9 to 3:30. Meaning, if my shift starts at 4, more than likely I'm not gonna arrive there around like 4. But if I'm gonna try my hardest, you feel me? So everything starts off cool, and then that's when the main GM, when she's on shift, she starts tripping. And in my head, I've never had no manager speak to me like that ever in my life. Like, so automatically, like, something clicked in my head because, like, who is she talking to? And I looked at my other coworkers. I was like, bro, that's just how she is. And I was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be one of them. Keep in mind, I have 4 female managers. 2 of them do not get paid a manager salary. They kind of like fill in, come in later at night when 2 of the main 2 GMs are tired or whatever. And then I have a male manager who is the owner's son. I had no problems with none of my other managers. Respect go both ways in my mind. If you respect me, I will respect you as my manager, but you're not going to talk to me like that. So let's go into the first incident. The first incident on why they almost tried to fire me. But again, it was not me. It was just her trying to pickle me. One of the coworkers that actually trained me, he ended up finding a way to basically make extra money. Basically, the nigga got fucking greedy. I'm not gonna say the man's name. I ain't gonna go into the situation too much, but I had something to do with it because of the simple fact that my checkbook was sitting up there and he thought it was his and he put it in his pocket. I come over there for my change, it's not there. They like, oh, he picked it up. So I went over there, I start cracking off. He like, oh, I'm about to take it over there. Fast forward, I get the change back from him in the book. I give it to my customer leave. They leave me like a $5 tip or whatever. They only got a pizza, so I was cooling. The next day I come in, the main GM, mind you, nobody else said nothing. The main GM go say, oh, don't clock in. Like, what you mean don't clock in? So I sit there. So she talking about something about chat. I said, first of all, before you even say nothing, I didn't have nothing to do with that. I did not. I did what I was supposed to do. So you need to go ask one of them. And she was like, okay, so you're saying you had nothing to do. I had nothing to do with it. Again, that was the first strike. How do you think I automatically have something to do with it? And I just started working here. What the fuck? Mind you, it was $100. You really think I ran off on $100? What do you think I am? Come back for the final part because this joint already too long. My part 2 just deleted, so I have to re-record it. So part 2 on how I had to quit my job and call the feds on my manager. So January 16, 2026 is when this incident happened. That day I was running late. I had texted my manager letting her know that I was going to be running late. So I arrived. When I come in, the main GM sees me and she's like, you're late. And I was like, well, I texted the manager. I just ain't text you. So, okay, so usually when we get to work, we have side work to do. That could consist of lemons, dressing, salads, whatever it might be. But since I was late, I didn't have a side work. So she just told me to go sit down and just roll the silverware. Silverware consists of a fork, a knife, a napkin, and you wrap the little green thing that keep it together. So as I'm sitting there rolling the silverware, she comes over. She was like, I have to ask because I had to ask everybody. Somebody put silverware in a takeout box and put out the side door in the bushes. So I start dying laughing. Like, y'all need to start doing background checks because, like, this is multiple things have been happening since I've came here with people who have already been working here 10 plus years and you've had to fire them. So of course I tell her no. So after that, like, on some funny shit, like, I start asking other people, like, did you do it? Did you do it? Like joking, oh no, I know you did it. You did it. So one of the little pick me girls come over there and ask me, oh, I thought it was you. And I was like, why would you think it was me? Like, out of everybody right here, why would you think it was me? She was like, I don't know. So I was like, okay, I'm going to leave it alone. 3 hours later, that same girl comes running up to me saying, oh, they're in the closet saying they're running back the security footage. And they said, it's you. And I was like, it's me. Couldn't have been me. What was I wearing? What? Like, I start turning up. So I automatically walk to the hostess, mind you. At this point, it's like 8 o'clock. I walk to the hostess and I'm like, I'm not taking no more tables. I'm about to go handle my business. So when I come back in here, I can turn the fuck up. So I end up going to ask the main GM because at this point, the second manager had already left. The one I was texting this whole time, had this conversation with. I asked her, I said, can I go across the street, put money on my card? I'll be back. She said, yeah. I come back, I sit there and I roll somewhere for the rest of the time. I don't even do my side work because at this point, I'm done. I'm ready to quit this job. I'm about to tell her I'm about to quit. It's over. She comes over to me and is like, oh, I need to have a conversation with you before you leave. And I was like, that's fine. Okay, cool. So I make sure I'm the last person to clock out. This is very crucial to this whole argument. This manager will hold us there till 12 a.m. if she wanted to about this fucking silverware, about some booths, about something not being right. Mind you, we get off at 9, meaning them 2 extra hours we're sitting there and we're not getting paid at all. No other manager does that. Only them. And everybody has complained about it. But you know what? I'm not a complaining ass person. My grandma's even complained about it. So I just keep it moving. So in the night come, I'm standing right there. She all like, yeah, we ran the security footage back and it was you putting the silverware out the side of the door. So I start immediately. I didn't. I do nothing. Where's the security footage? I wasn't even gonna fire you. But since you lied, you can't come back. I said, babes, I quit. I don't give a fuck about this job, like, at all. Like, I don't care, because y'all have tried me plenty of times, and it's really just you, because nobody else has given me no other problems. Mind you, if you have proof of somebody doing something, don't you think you should just whip that out? Like, if you say you have a video of me putting silver out the side door, why don't you just whip it out? So now she's talking about connection issues and all this and that. Like, girl, get the fuck out of my face. So, long story short, I said, I'm not leaving until I get the footage. And she like, oh, that's fine. I'll call the police. I said, babes, I'll call them for you. So I called the police quick as shit because, babes, you're not about to sit right here and call me a liar. I hate when somebody call me a liar because I'm not no fucking liar. If I'm going to tell you the truth, like, I don't owe you nothing. Like, I just tell you it was me. So feds finally get there or whatever. She ends up pulling off her grandson to take her grandson home. L manager, by the way, because what you girl left a female in there who just said that she quit the job. You girl left her inside the restaurant. L manager. So police get there. I explained the situation. I told them like the whole thing about the silverware and how that works. And I was like, I ain't gonna lie, everything in this joint is old and Methuselah. There's no way you're gonna tell me that a security camera reel showed me. Mind you, I wore pink shoes that day at work. You're not gonna say, unless there is pink shoes in that video, that is not me. You're telling me you seen a black figure and automatically think it's me. I know it was you that said it was me. So finally, she pulls back up. I told the officer, like, she said give that same bluffing excuse about the connection. I was like, to be honest, I'm over it. I know I ain't putting no silverware out of there. He was like, I mean, if you want to come back tomorrow and see the footage, you can. I'm going to tell her that. And I was like, to be honest, I just want the report number so I could take this to court because this is discrimination at this point. So the next day comes, and that morning, I ended up calling one of the coworkers that was there with me that day. And I was like, do you remember me walking off, putting no silverware in no takeout box? Like, do you remember me going out that side door? Like, remember me saying anything? He was like, to be honest, no. Like, I truthfully don't. And I was like, and I don't. And I do smoke weed. But I don't smoke that much weed. I don't remember a large portion of me putting silverware in a takeout box and putting it out the side door. So basically, my family's like, bro, if you know you didn't do that, do not entertain them. Do not go back up there looking at no security footage or nothing. So I had ended up texting them that night saying that I would be there that next day, but I ended up not going because I know it was not me. I know it was not me. And whoever it is, I hope you get caught up real bad. Real fucking bad. All right, now go to part 3 because I'm going to tell y'all why y'all should not support them. All right, so part 3 on how I quit my job and had to call the feds on my manager. This video is really just on why you shouldn't support them. I'm not saying there's plenty of people that go in there on a regular. I know they're not going to stop, but all I'm going to say is for those type of people, make sure you tip your server because your server, I'm telling you, they don't get paid enough. Like, we do not get paid enough. Like, it's sometimes we go in there and we get somebody who really actually tip us and, like, they'll make our whole entire day. But we really do not get paid enough. And for the treatment that we go through, I'm telling you, more than likely, your server did not mess up something. It was somebody in the back who fucked it up, and now they have to take the blame for it. I'm not going to post no video of no roach or whatever, but all you got to do is when you walk in there, bruh, look around. There's roaches in there. You might not see them, but they're little babies running around, and they have rat traps. I don't know, I guess the owner is cheap, and he don't want to get no extermination, but they have roaches. Number 2, the kitchen crew. I'm telling you, number 1, when you go in there, don't get no regular silverware. Even though the whole silverware rolling thing, ask for plastic utensils. We do not wash our hands to roll that silverware or nothing, like, at all. They do not watch us or clock us about that. Nor do the kitchen staff for I never see their asses wash their hands. And there's been plenty of times where the main chefs have been into the men's restroom, used the bathroom, and did not wash their hands. And a customer has complained about it. Trifling. And then if you are allergic to seafood, do not go to Topolino's. I have seen plenty of times. I've even said something. Somebody else, one of my other coworkers have said something. Cooking chicken in shrimp grease that you just cooked the shrimp in. Like, that's a health concern. What the fuck? You can't do that because there's somebody who's really allergic to shrimp. She eat that chicken. It's over for her. She clocking out right then and there. Apparently, that's not a big deal because I have friends that work at restaurants and they say they do that shit all the time. You just got really, as a server, you have to ask them if they're allergic to anything or make sure they don't have no allergies. But come on now, if I say that she got shrimp allergy and she got chicken Alfredo, why the fuck do I need to put that on the ticket? And this might just be the main thing, and this just might be me being mad about the situation, but how you in an Italian restaurant, it's not one Italian person working in there. Not even in the kitchen. Okay. I'm done with my little rant. I hope y'all like my story time, and make sure y'all don't stop at Topolino's. The fuck?
Let me tell you, the math is just not mathing with this establishment. First off, let's talk about the setup. You can tell that main GM had it out for her from the very beginning. Remember the story about the tip book and the missing change? How are you going to accuse somebody of stealing on their first week when it was another coworker who put the book in his pocket? And then, when she got cleared, the manager wanted to act all nonchalant? No, ma'am. That was strike one. That lady was looking for any reason to clock her. And when you have a manager that's determined to misunderstand you, you can't never win. And let's get into the crime of the century, the case of the missing silverware. Make it make sense. You mean to tell me in the middle of a shift, she supposedly took the time to wrap up silverware, put it in a takeout box, walk outside, and hide it in the bushes? For what? What is the motive? Is she selling forks on the black market? It sounds ridiculous because it is ridiculous. It sounds like somebody else in that restaurant, probably that messy coworker she hinted at, was doing something shady and they needed a scapegoat. And since the GM already didn't like her, she was the easy target. But baby, when she said she called the police on herself, I screamed. That is the ultimate I know I'm innocent flex. Most people would have just walked out crying, but she sat there and said, no, we gonna handle this today. She called their bluff. And look how fast the tables turned. As soon as the officers showed up, suddenly the GM got to go take her grandson home. Oh, so now you busy? I thought you had time to watch hours of security footage. That woman knew she was wrong. She knew that footage was going to show a blurry figure that wasn't her, especially since Sis said she was wearing pink shoes, and whoever was on that camera probably wasn't. That's racial profiling 101. I saw a black person, so it must be you. It's tired and it's disgusting. And don't even get me started on the pettiness of keeping staff there until midnight unpaid over some silverware rolls. That is wage theft, plain and simple. You keeping people past their scheduled time, not paying them just a power trip, that whole management team needs to be thrown away. Then we get to part 3, the health violations. My stomach turned. You mean to tell me y'all rolling silverware with unwashed hands? And the chefs are using the bathroom and going straight back to the line? Gross, don't even cover it. But the shrimp grease situation? That is negligent. That is dangerous. You got people out here with shellfish allergies thinking they safe ordering chicken, and meanwhile, the kitchen is cross-contaminating everything because they too lazy to use a fresh pan? Someone could literally stop breathing in that lobby, and they acting like it's normal. And the roaches? Look around, they there. I would have died right then and there. Honestly, she did the whole DMV a favor by exposing them. Topolino's needs to be shut down for a deep clean and a management overhaul immediately. She handled that with way more grace than I would have, because the way I would have acted a fool in that lobby when they accused me of stealing forks, they would have needed the police for real. She's better off without that job, honey. Let that place crumble on its own.
Y'all, let me tell you guys this story time while I was freshly on my mind. So when I was about 15, 16, I went on my first 2-man. I didn't know what a 2-man was supposed to be. I just thought, we going and chill with boys. So okay, they were supposed to pick us up. Already from the pickup, it was red flags, okay? Why did so like the whole conversation about us getting picked up, it was so extra. Mind you, we're like 5 minutes away. 5 minutes away is not that far of a drive. They had a car to use, and it was already planned that they were picking us up. Long story short, they finally pull up. There's already attitude. In the car. We're asking, what's going on? Nobody's telling us anything. So we're just like, okay, whatever. Let's feel the vibes out. Cool, we're feeling the vibes out. We're on the way to the crib or whatever. The guy that I was supposed to be talking to,
you know, he's trying to start conversation or whatever, but his friend just has this weird attitude. Cool, we're ignoring it. We're having a little 3-man conversation, okay? We're having a 3-man conversation. We get home, or we get to their house. Now, you know, we get comfortable. You know how two mans go. You gotta talk it out. Talk it first, you know. So we're talking, getting to know each other. Me and my person didn't really know each other. So obviously, you know, whatever. Drinks come out, we all take a shot together. Hold on. So boom, like I said, we're all having conversations or whatever. Me and my guys on the one side of the house, the other two on the other side of the house. Why is her dude like constantly checking in with us? And then it's like we go silent for a little bit just because like we had a little moment or whatever, looking at each other, smiling. Nigga come, y'all good? Y'all good? We're good. Yeah, we're fine. And he makes it seem like, you know, my homegirl wanted to check on us. But when he was like, oh, yeah, you know, your friend just wanted to make sure you're straight. She's like, no, I didn't. Okay, cool, whatever. All right, so like I said, this is my first 2-man, okay? So I didn't know what happens in a 2-man. So mind you, it's getting to that point. Like, you know, I'm smiling at his face and shit the whole time, thinking something else, you know? So, Saved by the Bell. His friend comes in and he's like, hey, yeah, y'all want to... a little bit, we're like, okay, yeah, cool, let's go. Why did I walk in and my homegirl asleep on the couch? I didn't hear anything, so I can't assume anything had happened. So I'm just confused, like, what the world? But, you know, dude is wide awake. Like I said, he was checking in with us throughout that 30 minutes to an hour. Cool, whatever. So we come out to the living room, we about to smoke. I'm waking my friend up like, girl, what the heck? What you doing, you know? And she get up and she just like... girl, that's all I got was a girl. Okay, cool. So y'all, we get to smoking, right? Dude sparks the blunt, okay? He's smoking, whatever. And right when he's about to pass it to me, his friend intercepts, like literally squeeze between us, and he's like, bro, you know it's bros before hoes, bro. It's bros before hoes. And me and my friend are kind of like stunned because in front of us, you're gonna say that shit in front of us? In front of me? What? All right. So when he had said that, right, I made a little joke like, only gay niggas follow that. Me and my friend, we bust out laughing. The two niggas looking at us like, okay, maybe my joke was too hard. My bad. I take it back. Okay? Boom. So another thing I noticed, another red flag. Who the hell records a 2-man? Why are you posting us? Now, granted, me, I didn't care about being posted because, again, I didn't know what a 2-man was. I thought the little thing we had in the room was just like a little, you know, oh my God, I like you type situation. But still, now that I think about it, why are you posting us during your 2-man? Why? Now, before I finish with the story, let me tell you guys my homegirl point of view. So apparently when we went in the room, they were in the living room. They did nothing but basically he asked her like what she thought we were doing in the room. Like you think my homeboy like her for real? Like she pretty and stuff, but you think my homeboy like her like that? Like you think they gon'... And my friend is basically like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know him. I don't know what the heck. Like focus on us. So apparently, you know, how he kept coming back and forth to the room or whatever. She basically just watched him do that. And then 1 second, I guess he stayed at the door for too long and she passed out. Again, we were drinking, so maybe she was just that lightweight. I don't know. It don't make sense to me, but, you know, my sis fell asleep. Cool, understood. Next. So, y'all, this is where it starts to kind of get a little obvious. Because, like I said, we're passing a little blizzy or whatever. I was kind of lightweight, so I'm like, okay, let me sit down. But we were smoking specifically in, like, the kitchen area near the, like, bar table or whatever. So I'm sitting on the bar counter, and my friend sits beside me, but we have enough room for, like, 2 people in between us. So the guy that was with me, he comes and he, like, stands in front of me, and he's, like, flirting. But his friend comes and he's like, bro, give her space. Like, let her breathe. And I'm just like, I don't know if you're protecting me or not, but it's unsolicited. I didn't ask for this, you know? But it's like, at the same time, I'm not complaining, I guess, whatever. Because I was trying to avoid where the room was turning into, you know? So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, I'm not worried about it. He separated us. Cool. But y'all, now this starts a little back and forth, and dude that I'm with is like, bro, get the fuck off me. Like, damn, worry about your bitch. Like, worry about your bitch. You just doing too much. You just doing too much. The dude is like, bro, what you mean I'm doing too much? Like, you all up in her face. How the fuck I was supposed to feel? Huh? What? Come again? Why should you feel any type of way on a two-man that y'all planned? Cool. So boom, y'all. At this point, me and my homegirl kind of eyeing each other. Because it's like, how the fuck he supposed to feel? But we're still not putting two and two together. So we're just looking at each other like, what? And then, I don't know. I felt like they try to cover it up or whatever. Because he was like, how I'm supposed to feel? Da, da, da. And then his excuse is, you my best friend. You my best friend. You all close and da, 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 da. But the crazy thing is, my homegirl my best friend. I'm not mad that I can't even be mad that you close to her because you're not close to her, you know, whatever. So I guess I see where, no, I don't see where. So yeah, y'all, so I start to clutch my pearls because it starts to get a little too aggressive. They're in each other's faces, like in each other's faces. The one dude, my girl dude is like, he's angry, he's upset, and you can tell my situation was kind of trying to calm things down, kind of shut dude up type situation. But yeah, so they go in the bathroom. He pulls him in the bathroom or the back room, one of the rooms, either the bathroom or another room. And he pulls him in there, and all we hear is like, bro, chill, like, bro, chill. Da, 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 da. Then they go quiet a little bit. We're not paying too much attention to what they got going on in there. Around this time is when my homegirl starts telling me like what was going on, what I just told you guys, her point of view from whatever. So I'm just like, question mark. Again, I'm one green muff because I don't even know what a two-man is. I just came and joined. Okay? So I'm green. I'm green. I'm not putting two and two together. Neither is she, because we just trying to have fun. And I think the alcohol and the weed was kind of in the way. Yo, why did these niggas bust out the room yelling, oh yeah, da da da? No, her main dude, the dude that's with my friend comes out and he's like, yeah, y'all need to go. Y'all gotta go. How the fuck we supposed to go? You are right. Now, mind you, the main guy telling us we gotta go, that's his mama car. Yeah, my homeboy drive or my person drive or whatever, but that's his mother's car. And now he's saying, yeah, we can't use the car. Confusion? What did we do to you? So y'all, I'm looking at my dude like, cause I thought it was his car cause he was driving. So I'm like, oh, are you gonna take us home? And dude, like, again, he cuts over me and he's like, bruh, he's not taking nobody home. I'm going, like, I'm looking past him like, are you taking us home? And he's like, bro, that's not his car. That's my mama's car. Ain't nobody taking nobody home. Y'all need to go. Y'all just gotta go. Huh? What? All right, y'all. So I didn't expect the video to turn out how it did, but that's good. Anyways, part 2 of my first two-man with 2 DLs. So boom, y'all. We're at the part where basically, we were arguing about who's leaving or whatever. I mean, how we're getting home. So basically, we came to conclusion. How did we come to conclusion? I told these niggas, bro, I swear to God, if nobody's taking me home, I'm calling the police. What was the police gonna do? I don't know. In this situation, I needed to get out their house. So, but I'm like, yeah, I'm calling the fucking police because technically you kidnapped us from our house and da-da-da. Just bullshitting. So, yeah, we came to conclusion they were gonna take us home. Now the thing is, me and my homegirl kind of had an attitude because dude called us all type of B words and all of that. So we walked out. We just like walked out. Was like, we'll see y'all at the car. Roar. So we walked out or whatever. But my homegirl forgot her phone, y'all. So we were standing outside of the car for like 2-3 minutes. And then she's like, oh, my phone. So I'm like, okay, well, let's go get it. So we're going back. Mind you, when we left, the door is obviously open because, I mean, unless they locked it, but they didn't. So we're walking towards the door and the door is like a little cracked. My homegirl is walking in front of me and she stiff armed me and like pushed me back. And she's like, shut up, shh. Apparently, she seen them doing something, like a grab of the ass. I forgot. Hold on. Let me call her. All right, y'all. So she says she basically seen my guy checking the other one, but it's like the way he held him against the wall and was like touched on him. It was a little, you know. Now, when she told me this in the moment, she didn't tell me like details. She was like, these niggas. I'm like, No, what? I knew it. Yo, why did I panic and start running? I started running, and my friend just followed me. She's like, why are we running? I'm like, because if they know that we know that they're DL, they're gonna kill us. All right, so I always had this theory as a kid, right? Since I heard about DL niggas and how they was unalive and people who found out about them or transgenders or whatever, I always had this fear that if I found a that was gay and nobody else knew, he was gonna unalive me. So I'm like, we've gotta go. She's like, no, they don't know that we know because we seen it through the door. So I'm like, no, I'm panicking. I'm like, no, that's dead. If you wanna go, you could go. I'm telling this bitch, I'll pay for your phone. No job. I'll pay for your phone. Did I have a job? I don't know, but bitch, I was gonna pay for the phone. So basically, she like convinced me for us to go back to the house. We go back to the house, y'all. Why? Mind you, within this time of me running from the house, us seeing them, all of that, that's a good 7 to 10 minutes, right? Why are we walking back to the house and these things are just coming out? They're just now coming out. And yeah, so we're like walking towards their door because it was like a 4-level apartment, but their level was like the underground level. Like, you know how you go through the hallway, then you go down the steps, but the hallway that you're going through is the first level. So you go through the first level and go down the steps, and then like under is where their apartment is. So we're coming down the stairs, and they're coming out the door. We're like, what's taking you guys so long? Like, you know, I'm trying to hide the fact that we see them. I'm just like, and I was probably super obvious because I'm like we're standing at the car for like 10, 15 minutes, and you guys are like, we don't even know what you're doing, saying too much, just doing too much. And they're just like, bro, chill, like, chill. My guy's like, chill, you know I got you. Y'all want to go back in the house? Bitch, no. Nor. We do not want to go back in the house. I'm like, no, just call me a bitch. And they're just making up all types of excuses. In reality, I don't want to kiss your dick mouth. Please, y'all, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against the community. It's just, you was supposed to be my guy. Not really. But it's different when it's a DL person, okay? I don't do the secrecy. That's it. But yeah, so he's just like, y'all trying to go back in the crib. I'm like, no. Just throwing the excuses. So the other dude like, man, y'all tripping. Like, shit cool. I was just tripping, bro. Because, like, you know, like, yeah, I forgot what the hell his excuse was. He tried to make it seem like, oh, somebody done died or something. The nigga was fighting demons. He was fighting demons. So yeah, y'all, they're trying to convince us to go in the house, dude. Like, yeah, we could just go back, we could slow drink, like, you know, get back to the vibes. My homeboy not gonna do that no more. Like, he was just tripping. Like, he think about this, he think about that. I'm like, fuck what your nigga think about, cause he just cursed me out. He called me a this, da da da. Y'all, and not to forget, I'm under the influence of both of them. I'm crossfaded, right? So I got a little bit more balls, but at the same time, I'm moving off fear. Like, I can't go back in the house. They either know that we know and they're trying to unalive us, or they know that we know and they're trying to kidnap us, or they don't know that we know and they're trying to kiss us. That's even like, no. No. So I'm like, no. But dude is still pushing. So I'm like, okay, we could do that out here. We could smoke and drink out here. So dude, he's like, all right, come inside, let me just roll up. I was like, why are you trying to get us back in the house so bad? Me and him just going back and forth. And he like, but we was chilling in the house. What's the problem now? I'm like, whose house is this? I'm not going in his house, because I thought it was the other dude's house. I'm like, I'm not going in his house. He was like, bro, this is my house. I was like, so why y'all got his mama car? So he basically explained that, you know, his homeboy just got the car, came to his house, and then they came and pick us up. So I'm like, all right, well, let's get this understood. No matter what the hell he does, you guys are taking us back home. Y'all are taking us back home. But really, I'm just trying to make it known that the reason we're not going in that house is because of his actions, not because you're gay. No, like, you know, just so I don't get unalived, you know? So y'all, we're back in the house. My homeboy rolling up, not my homeboy, but the dude rolling up and stuff. Guess who decided they want to act like they like girls now? I'm talking about little Mr. Obvious with it, decide he want to flirt with both of us now. He trying to flirt with both of us. He like, bro, you pretty. Like, I don't really like dark skin. You know a nigga favorite line. I don't really with dark skins like that, but you pretty, man. Like, you different type of. First of all, that's not a compliment, ho. You telling me that I passed the your acceptance of a dark skin. So I'm just like, oh, okay, I appreciate you. I appreciate you type stuff. I'm not giving it too much attention. And then he and my homegirl face, just like, bro, like, and you ain't even talking, bro. He tried to switch it up. You ain't even talking to me the whole time we here. Like, you worried about what your homegirl got going on. Not you thought you could gaslight her. So my homegirl like, no, it's because you acting gay. Bro, my heart dropped when she said that. Because we're staying undercover. Bitch, we're not about to die here. Stop playing with me. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. In that moment, I didn't know what to do. I just wanted to start digging or something, like, just to change the subject. He like, bro, ain't nobody gay, bro. Don't say that shit, bro. Like, ain't nobody motherfucking gay. Ain't nobody motherfucking gay. You know, I'm sad. So I'm just like, girl, don't say that. People don't play about that. Don't do that. People don't play about that. Don't say that to them. Don't say that to him. But yeah, I ain't gay, bro. I ain't gay. His homeboy like, nah, bro. We don't fuck with that. We don't do none of that. We don't, hell nah, fuck no. Fuck no, hell nah, fuck no, like, fuck no.
Every single one of these situations got somebody who's being done wrong, and they had to save themselves because nobody else was going to do it. The girl at Topolino's had to call the police on herself because management was corrupt. The boyfriend had to use street connections to find his girl because she was in danger. The pregnant girl had to drive 2 hours because her baby daddy was playing games. And the host had to cut off her friend because that friend violated her space and safety. In every situation, the person getting hurt had to take some kind of extreme action to protect themselves because the people who should have been looking out for them, managers, partners, family, friends, they all failed. And that's the real tea right there. Sometimes you gotta be your own hero because everybody else is too busy protecting themselves, covering their behinds, or stirring up drama. But let me break down what's really getting me heated about all of this, because there's layers to this, okay? In every single one of these stories, you got somebody with power, whether it's a manager, a man, a family with resources, or even just somebody in their own home. And that power gets abused or weaponized against somebody who's more vulnerable. The Topolino's manager had the power to fire people, so she used it to target someone she didn't like. The baby daddy had the power to just not respond, knowing she couldn't make him. And his mama had the power to paint her as crazy to anyone who'd listen. Even in that last story, Rage Bait thought she had the power to come into someone's house and act a fool without consequences. And what kills me is how people with power never want to be held accountable. The manager disappeared when the police showed up. The baby daddy went ghost instead of having a conversation. His mama blamed the pregnant girl instead of checking her son. That's what people with power do. They dodge, they deflect, they disappear when it's time to answer for what they did. Notice how in all these situations, the person being wronged had to prove their innocence or their truth. The Topolino's girl had to call the police on herself and basically beg them to investigate because nobody was going to just take her word for it. The pregnant girl is getting called crazy and mentally ill, so now she got to prove she's not crazy just to have a basic conversation about her pregnancy. The host had to protect her own reputation after Rage Bait tried to make it seem like she was the problem. Why is it always on us to prove we're not lying, not stealing, not crazy, not dramatic? Meanwhile, the people actually doing wrong get the benefit of the doubt. The manager at Topolino's got believed when she said the girl stole, even though there was no real evidence. The baby daddy's family believed he was the victim when he was literally ignoring a pregnant woman. People probably believed Rage Bait was justified in being upset until they heard the full story. It's exhausting, girl. You already going through something traumatic, and then you got to defend yourself on top of it? That's a double burden that a lot of people can't handle. And that's exactly what these toxic people counting on. that you'll get so tired of fighting to prove your truth that you'll just give up and let them win. You notice how in each story, the person being wronged was basically on an island. The Topolino's girl couldn't trust her coworkers or management. She was by herself. The pregnant girl couldn't get support from her baby daddy or his family. She was by herself. Even the host was doing a favor for people who ain't have her back when things went left. She was by herself. The only person who wasn't alone was the boyfriend looking for his girl. And even then, he had to go outside his circle to the streets to get real help. That isolation is strategic, boo. When you're by yourself, it's easier for people to gaslight you, make you second guess yourself, or make you look like the problem. Oh, she's just being dramatic. She's always got an attitude. She's crazy. She's aggressive. When you don't got nobody to vouch for you or back you up, people can say whatever they want about you and make it stick. And that's why cutting people off, like the host did, is so important. Because sometimes the people around you ain't your people. They just there. And when stuff pops off, they either gonna make it worse or disappear. You gotta protect your peace and surround yourself with people who actually got your back, not people who just there for the good times.